In this video, I'm going to show us how to set up a SketchUp file to bring all of the parts that we need in order to make or to burn with our laser engraver an entire laser, ballista, or catapult. So, to start it out, I would suggest going in and looking at the parts that are needed. So down here in the bottom, we have 3 PDFs that show us information about what you need to make your parts. Now, if I click into the ballista, it's going to open up the PDF. It does take a little while to load. And we are going to go down here and scroll through the document and find where the material parts are. Now, I'm kind of zoomed in already as far as it started at 238%. You may have to zoom in or zoom out just to be able to see this well. And these have all of our parts numbered. You may realize that there's some parts that we didn't make on here. I can't remember which parts that we have deleted, but we have deleted a few of these pieces. So the important part is just knowing that look over and see I need to make 4 pieces for number 2. And then 4 pieces for number 12. I'm going to need a number 3. I'm going to need 2 number 5s, 2 number 6s, 2 number 1s, and so on. That's where we find that information out. Back to my engineering folder. And then the same thing happens in the catapult and the jewelry tree. If we click in, we can find out what we need. Now, after we know that information, the next thing I'm going to do is go over here to SketchUp and go in and set up my document for bringing all my parts in. This should be the same template we've been using, so we should be able to hit choose. We're working inches. It will pop up since my computer's running slow today. Once it pops up, the important part is right away I want to go standard views top. And then also I want to go camera parallel projection. You can also do camera standard views top right there. Alright, now the next thing that I'm going to do is use my guidelines. Please do not make a rectangle because it'll cause the laser to run around and cut where it doesn't need to. To click from my green axis, I'm going to go 11 7/8. Zoom in. 11 7/8, I basically have a 12-inch piece here that I'm going to be cutting it out of in this dimension, and then also 4 7/8 from the red axis. 4 space 7/8. Now, this gives me my area inside the 2 axes and my 2 guidelines where I'm going to be putting my parts. To get the parts in, I'm going to do a File, Import. And I'm going to click on the files that I need. File, Import. I'm just going to grab this ballista one, put it in. Now, if I need 2 of them, you don't have to import twice. You can just select with your Move tool and then hit the Control key and move down, and you'll have 2 of those pieces. Now, the other part is, once again, File, Import is how we bring those pieces in. So if I grab my other ballista part and hit Import, oh, that's the same one I did, hit Escape, File, Import. Alright, I can drop that one. Now, the ballista and catapult should have plenty of room. The catapult being a little more interesting about trying to fit all your parts in there. Sometimes you may have to use your Move tool to select, and once you've selected, if you go over here, see the little red axes? Those will allow, if you click on them, to rotate. So if you wanted to rotate one of these like 90 degrees, you can come in there and click it and rotate it and put it where it needs to be. My computer's kind of being glitchy right now, but it's not running the way it should be. Alright? That's how those little red axes represent. But we want to put all of our parts that are needed in this area. Once I have all my parts, in the jewelry tree, you have to make it exactly like the back page where it shows you, it says do not measure, but that's the exact layout it has to be, otherwise you can't make it fit. That's basically perfect puzzle pieces to get all your parts in to fit in this 11 by 5 inch space. Now, the next thing is, once I have all my pieces here, which I don't, I'm just going to, instead of making you watch over and over again, what we do to save this file and share it with me is we have to go and do a File and then Export 2D Graphic. The important part about doing that is before that, I want to make sure that I don't have any extra lines that may be cutting my pieces in half. So if I have any lines that shouldn't be there, right now it gives me a chance to go in and actually erase those, all right, or delete them out. Now, once I get that done, I do a File, Export, 2D Graphic. The important part is this should be named what you have here. So this is Catapult. So I go over here. All right, and then from Catapult, I want to go down and I want to change the Save As type to DXF file, and then hit Export. Make sure your export file is going to where you want it to be. Mine's my 8th grade folder. Export. It says OK. Lastly, I'm going to go back to my engineering folder, and in my engineering folder, there should be, which there's not yet, a Lehmann Dropbox. So the last thing I need to do is I need to make my Dropboxes here. Now, the important part is I just added that portion where it needed to be. So we have right down here on the bottom of my engineering file is a Lehmann's Dropbox. All right, so if you go into Lehmann's Dropbox, what you have is a piece that doesn't show you anything, so you have to either click it over here or explode it right there, or pop it out where it makes its own tab. And then we want to choose from our computer our DXF file. Remember, yours should be underneath your H drive, and it's named your Ballista Catapult Jewelry Tree, and it should be your .dxf file. Now, I'll show you what one of those .dxf files looks like by going to my desktop in my Save folder. In my 8th grade IT, I should have one. So if I slide down, it looks like a cat splat right here. So I have Catapult DXF. I'd select that and hit Open, and then Upload. You guys will have to add your name, last name, and your email address before you do that. But this way I'll know whose it's coming from. When you hit Upload, it will add that file to my Dropbox. And right now my Dropbox icons aren't showing up, but they should be, and I can get those to be there. So once you do that, I will have your information. Thank you for watching.